This is Conor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation with Conor McMahon. Skype me at Conor's Debates, or give me a tweet, or use the chat feature to your right. Conor McMahon on Conor's Debates. Hello everybody, welcome to Conor's Debates. My name's Conor, and we're going to be talking about another 3 topics today, like last week. We're first going to be talking about political controversy and the recent controversial things that have happened in the politics world. We're then going to talk about celebrity items, which are various items, various objects that fans collect from celebrities that they may leave behind or drop at a concert or whatever. And then we're going to be talking about the Apple Watch and if it's worth it, or is it just a big rip-off? And is Apple just trying to take your money? That is the question. Tweet me at Conor's Debates or leave me a comment to the right. This is Conor McMahon on Conor's Debates. Hello everybody, welcome to Conor's Debates. As I already said, our first topic will be on the general controversial things in the politics world that's happened in the past few weeks, past few months. It is the 1st of May, it is 10:02, and this is apparently our 6th show, our 6th, whatever you want to call it, stream. Hopefully all the slates will be correct in this one. But at the start, I want to start. Now, the parties that I'm going to focus on, because they've had the most media attention recently, is UKIP and the DUP. And personally, I think that both of these parties have sort of similar views, especially when it comes to a lot of your typical controversial subjects. And I'm going to show you a little clip. If you're not looking visually, you'll be able to hear it. But this is the comment that Nigel Farage made about HIV.
Everybody here was, of course, ignored and brushed aside for chiefly politically correct reasons. Terry wants to know where the money's coming from. And yes, you've got to put money in, you've got to stop money being wasted. I mentioned health tourism. OK, here's a fact. And I'm sure the other people will be mortified that I dare to talk about it. There are 7,000 diagnoses in this country every year for people who are HIV positive, which is not a good place for any of them to be, I know. But 60% of them are not British nationals. You can come into Britain from anywhere in the world and get diagnosed with HIV and get the retroviral drugs that cost up to £25,000 per year per patient. I know there are some horrible things happening in many parts of the world, but what we need to do is to put the National Health Service there for British people and families who in many cases have paid into this system for decades.
Thank you.
So what do you think about that? He's saying that 60% of HIV patients who are getting essentially free treatment are not British nationals, and that there are British people who have contributed to the NHS for decades, and they're really not getting the best because we're getting immigrants, as he would put it, abusing the NHS. We have Dan on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. We heard a comment from Nigel Farage, saying that we need to cut the amount of immigrants using the NHS, and the specific example he used was for HIV. Now, this caused quite a lot of controversy. Do you think he was right in saying that, or do you think he was just essentially being racist?
Well, I don't think that Nigel Farage is capable of not being racist.
Well, he's part of UKIP, and they don't have the best reputation in terms of, yeah.
What is it that woman said? I don't like Negro features. I think she said that.
She said, the woman who responded to Nigel Farage saying that he thinks his scaremongering is awful, and that...
Tis.
Yeah. Would you say that he is scaremongering?
I would say so. I just think that he's just preying on the racism of everyone else, of the fat middle-aged people who argue about all the immigrants who are stealing our jobs when there when they just can't be bothered getting out of their seats and actually go and have a job in the first place.
Well, in England, and especially in London, there really is quite a big issue in immigration. And I mean, David Cameron, I mean, he goes on about how great it is, how amazing it is. He was saying you can wear a hijab while wearing a puppy. You can support multiple football teams at the same time, when in reality you really can't. And then he then said that he supported West Ham, which clearly he wouldn't. So you could David Cameron also would say a lot of things just for show, but I mean that's not my point. I'm saying that especially in parts of England, immigration is a problem, and that people are not happy that they're using resources such as the NHS, but also taking a lot of the jobs. But also, a lot of these immigrants that are coming in are really hard-working people. They are happy to be on the minimum wage and work really hard, while a lot of British citizens, especially in our new generation, aren't. Would you say there's a point in that, or would you say no?
To be perfectly honest, I couldn't hear that much because it started bugging out my Skype. But if you were you asking about, do you think that this is actually happening? Do you think that the people are actually stealing the seats in NHS?
Yeah, when you say stealing, I mean not really stealing, but I would say, would you say they're maybe abusing it, or
Oh yes, that's not.
would you say that? Could you give me would you have any examples in mind, or would you just say that's really in a general term?
Say it's a bit too general. I would say it is happening, but I don't think it's generally the biggest problem in the world. And anyway, I don't really. I'm quite neutral in the term. I know I'm just going to be one of those idiots who does a big argument and just at the end of the day says that they're neutral.
Well, maybe this will change your. Okay, sorry, continue.
No. Carry on.
Well, obviously we only have an hour on this, so we are quite quick. I don't know, you've probably seen this video, but we're gonna, Jim Wells, you know who that is?
Jim Wells, I do.
He's been under a lot of fire. He's part of the DUP,
Oh,
and we're gonna see a quick clip of what he said about gay parents.
He's in a loving, stable married relationship. The facts show that. The facts show that certainly you don't bring a child up in a homosexual relationship, that a child is far more likely to be abused or neglected. A child is far more likely to be abused or neglected in a non-stable marriage.
So that's what he said. He said that a gay couple are far more likely. The children are far more likely to be abused and neglected in a gay in a gay partnership. Because in Northern Ireland, I think it's the only place in the UK which you can't get where gay marriage isn't allowed, but you can civil partnership is. But I think people clearly were not happy. They were saying, shame on you, Jim Wells. So a lot of people aren't happy, and he is the health minister, and his excuse was, well, he said because his wife was ill, it made him come out with those comments. Is that a good enough excuse, or do you think that's good enough? Dan, you're still on the line, am I right?
I am.
Would you say that's a good enough comment, a good enough excuse to make those comments that a gay partnership is more like the child will be more likely neglected because it'll be more unstable? Would you say that he maybe came out with this as a mistake because his wife was very ill?
No, I don't think it's a very good excuse. I think it's going to be unprofessional for him to say that, especially as the health minister.
Well, in fact,
And
what's funny about it is that the DUP are quite known for having views like that, but a lot of them actually objected to what he said. Now, I don't know if that's just for the media perspective, which is a high chance it was.
did, so did you say it was a media perspective?
Well, no, Peter Robinson said that he does
Oh
not
yeah,
agree with any of the things he said in that comment, but
oh, yeah, I
maybe,
would say that, wouldn't
well, he would say that for the public. Would you have the impression that maybe he would agree what he was saying, but maybe he was just saying that because he sort of feels like he has to?
I would say that maybe he doesn't necessarily feel on the same lines, but I would say he would no that he wouldn't agree with completely, but I would say the same lines, i.e. he would think for some reason had homosexual relationships are somehow less stable than heterosexual relationships,
Well,
which is
I
just
do see when comments like this do come out, Peter Robinson does always back them up. Um, and he always comes out saying what this person said was acceptable. Um, in this occasion, Peter Robinson wasn't so for it, but he did. I don't think he. I mean, he could have said maybe a bit more. He was quite vague about it, but probably about a year ago, I think Peter Robinson said that he would only trust a Muslim man to go down to the shops for him, but nothing more, something like that. Peter Robinson has come out with quite a few things. Or excuse me. Our last thing on the politics agenda is Ed Miliband and Russell Brand had a midnight interview. Now, I would talk about the 17-year-old who tried to take a selfie with Nick Clegg and his trousers fell down. And
that's like the most amazing thing I've ever had in my life.
it was the most awkward video, and I'm intentionally not showing it because you'll probably cringe to your life. But would you say that Ed Miliband made the right choice to have to talk with Russell Brand? Because Russell Brand is known to have a target audience, a very young target audience. He's very online, and to be quite frank, quite immature. So, and David Cameron, I know for a fact, he wouldn't dare go near him. So, do you think that what Ed Miliband is a desperate attempt, or do you think? I mean, there's absolutely no problem with that.
Well, I think it might actually be a desperate attempt because I do remember seeing on I think it was during the last elections which happened. I saw oh no, sorry, I just remembered that wasn't Ed Miliband, that was Nick Clegg. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Don't ignore that. And well, I actually think it's quite clever in a way, even though I never heard of Russell Brand's internet show,
Oh,
and I don't know if
have
you
you not
had.
heard? Have you not heard of the trues?
No,
No, I mean he
maybe
does.
I'm just a simple idiot.
Well, he's got. I think subscriber wise, I mean he does have. He's got. Does he have 10 million followers on
Damn.
Rusty Rockets is his name. Let's see. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
9.59 million followers on Twitter, and 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And he does, I think it's a daily thing he does, where he talks about the news and his opinions on it. And I mean, he does have strong viewpoints, and to be honest, they do make sense. But a lot of people don't like him because they think that he's sort of just about fit into the politics category, and people just think it's a bit weird.
Yeah, because I think I remember hearing that he encouraged people not to vote.
Yes, that was someone on Sky News was saying that Ed Miliband talking to someone to encourage you not to vote. Do you know what it? So I'm actually not sure. Do you know what his reasons were for telling people not to vote?
Probably because all politics is rubbish, which is completely true.
Well, talking about really Northern Ireland, you're true. Slightly better in England, but
No,
it's too
everywhere, ever. Politics are just easy.
well, if you were to go overshore to America, can't deny Barack Obama is a pretty good president.
Yes. Sorry, I'm confused. That Kevin and Slazia, sorry for butchering the name, said a rather interesting comment.
Dun 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 dun. Shit, bitch.
Great job there, Kevin.
Who's Kevin Seltzer? Okay, thank you very much. If you have any,
Thank you.
thank you, Kevin, for that comment. You've really contributed to that chat. Sorry for swearing, by the way. I know it's past the watershed, but if you have any other comments,
Maybe
any other comments. If you have any other comments, please, thank you very much, Kevin. Are you?
Thank you indeed.
Okay. Next we're going to be talking about celebrity items. What the hell does that mean? You'll see in a second. Don't go anywhere. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. Connor's debates every week. Skype. Connor's debates. Phone. You should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's debates. Tune in now. Connor's debates. This is Connor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation with Conor McMahon. Skype me at Connor's Debates, or give me a tweet, or use the chat feature to your right. Conor McMahon on Connor's Debates. Hello everybody, welcome back from the break. Thank you for waiting. We had a little chat about politics, and I think we did learn quite a lot, and about the controversial issues that have surrounded over the past few weeks. Now we're going to be talking about celebrity items. Celebrity items, maybe a celebrity or someone famous drop something at a concert or a show, and what you can do with it. Are you going to keep it as a memory? Or are you going to sell it on eBay and make quite a bit of money on it? That is the question. We're going to focus on WWE because one famous wrestler dropped a bottle. So what would you do? Would you sell it? Or would you keep it? This is Conor McMahon on Connor's Debates. Okay, we're back from the break. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the comments. Keep the comments coming in, because I've got them right on my monitor, and I'll read them out really as soon as they come in. I know sometimes I can be a bit slow. Just bear with me. But this time we're going to be talking about celebrity items. Now, a lot of you. Next, we will be talking about the Apple Watch, which. Yeah, that'll. Just wait. We'll be talking about celebrity items. Now, a lot of you have no idea what celebrity items means. And to be honest, it's probably worded really badly, but Roman Reigns, I think that's his name. He's one of the top guys in WWE. He looks like a massive poof. Like a nice person. But he was a match recently, and he brought a water bottle, your typical plastic water bottle, like a water bottle, 30p you could get in Tesco. And he dropped it off the ring, and one of his fans took it and was so happy about it. They're like, yes, I got one of his water bottles. I'm gonna keep it forever. Yes, he's my idol. Whatever. And I said, what? If this person is famous, surely you could sell it on eBay and make quite a bit of money. I mean, if he's famous enough, I mean, people are stupid enough, sorry, but to buy things like that on eBay. Now, this is just this one thing, but this is about anyone. If you have a celebrity in mind and maybe they drop something really quite worthless, like a water bottle, like a crisp wrapper, I don't know. Water bottle seems because you can, I mean, it just sits there. But, hello, we have Dan on the line.
Hello there.
Okay, if you, who would you say, in terms of who you like to look up to or someone you like who's famous, who would that be?
Kevin Spacey.
Right. Let's say you were watching
A play.
Thank you for your comment, Esther Davis. Connor's Debates. Yes, it is Connor's Debates. My name does have one N. But if you did have Kevin Spacey was doing a live show and he dropped a water bottle, would you keep it? Would you put it in the bin or would you sell it on eBay?
I would keep it and then just keep it in my bedroom and then probably forget about it and end up throwing it out.
So it would really mean nothing to you. Would you say that people would be stupid enough to buy things like that on eBay? Now I can imagine maybe if it was like a Justin Bieber show, maybe the bottle that hit Justin Bieber in the face. Yeah, the one that hit Justin Bieber in the face.
I would love to have that bottle.
Well,
just because it hit him in the face.
Well, you can imagine like that would get into the hundreds of pounds in eBay. Hundreds? What am I even thinking? Thousands of pounds on eBay.
Million.
Well, I'm bloody surprised because people are stupid enough to buy things like that. But in general, would you say that selling something like that on eBay would be a silly thing to do? Or does it really depend on who the celebrity is?
Well, to be fair, it would be and if you keep it in your tortured chamber where you worship Justin Bieber. Because, I mean, if you got the money, that means if you sold it, that means you can get the money to extend your torture chamber for Justin Bieber. Because that's a more of a peculiar.
Well,
but I mean, if you have that enough money, you can actually get a new computer and instead of be selling things through your phone on eBay, which I'm pretty sure all those nerdy fans do. And
continue.
Carry on.
Continue.
I was just talking rubbish anyway.
Well, again, this is a plastic bottle, so I mean, there's a few things you have to take into account. How do you know that it's legit? That it's that person, it was actually his? How would you prove that? Unless you had proper photographic evidence. If I saw something that said Roman Reigns bottle that he dropped, and then a few pictures on eBay, I'd be like, scam immediately. It would just seem weird to me. Also, it is just a bottle. I mean, it's plastic. Yeah, it is. It's plastic. Well, I mean, people who get awards from like the Olympic flame and stuff, someone sold theirs on eBay for, God, was it £50,000 or was it 5,000? I can't remember. It was about 3 years ago. But I mean, it's things like that. You really get your severe things that are quite severely costed, and then things that, I mean, really aren't a big deal. But in general, you'd say it really isn't a big deal unless it's like a major celebrity, such as maybe someone from One Direction or Justin Bieber, which is quite sad, really.
This actually reminds me of a television program I saw, which is quite good. This really dark comedy show
Okay.
where it goes into details, but basically there's this basically Make-A-Wish Foundation,
Uh-huh.
and the mum got a sick child to get this like person who's supposed to be like a Michael Bublé type character
Uh-huh.
to be with him as her wish, and then so she got so the child got him to blow up a balloon, but then he ended up actually dying, and then his last breath was put inside the balloon, and then the entire rest of the show was about would they be able to sell the last breath of this celebrity. But yeah, that's going a bit off topic. But
Wait a
so
second.
it's sort of similar.
That's what were you saying? That's like incredibly immoral.
It's a very black comedy.
Very.
The film. Very.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I think in general, I think it's a bloody water bottle. You keep it or you put it in the bin, unless it's really major celebrity, and you think you might be able to prove that it is that person's belongings, useless belongings, may I add. Well, there's nothing really else I was saying. Next topic will be the Apple Watch, and if it's worth it. See you in a few minutes. Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Connor's Debates every week. Skype, Connor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Connor's Debates. Tune in now.
Connor's Debates. Connor's Debates.
Conor's Debates every week. Skype, Conor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion, euthanasia, murder, all the big things in the headlines. Conor's Debates.
Conor's Debates.
Conor's Debates every week. Skype, Conor's Debates. Phone, you should know that. Debating about news around the world. Abortion. This is Conor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation with Conor McMahon. Skype me at Conor's Debates, or give me a tweet, or use the chat feature to your right. Conor McMahon on Conor's Debates. Hello everybody, welcome back from the break. We had a lovely little talk about celebrity items. It's a bit of a silly thing to say, but we're going to swiftly move on, and we're going to talk about the new Apple Watch. You can pick an Apple Watch now for under 300 quid, but is it worth it? It's the first generation Apple Watch, and Apple aren't known for their amazing first generation products, so is it worth getting it now? Or waiting a bit, or is it just a big rip-off, seeing as you can pick yourself a Moto 360 or Samsung Gear for a lot less money? If you have an Apple Watch, send me in a message, or if you just want to voice your opinion, tweet me at Conor's Debates or leave a message in the chat. This is Conor McMahon on Conor's Debates. Okay, so the Apple Watch was recently released, and this is the first generation of Apple Watches, the first gen, and we all know that Apple's first generation products, they're never really the best. You have your first generation iPhone, which, to be honest, I think we can't exclude that. If we look at it now, it's pretty bad, but for its time, it was a pretty amazing phone. We have the first generation MacBook Air, which was, I think it was nearly $2,000, and it only had one USB port. And in 2008, that was a pretty much of a shock. But then Apple really did wise up, and they added another USB port, and they reduced the prices and stuff like that. And Apple are known for their expensive prices, but for their good quality products. But with this recent lineup, you need to have an iPhone, and the cheapest iPhone you can buy at the moment directly from Apple is £319, which is the iPhone 5C. You can pick it up cheaper from other places, and the most expensive will be their iPhone 6 Plus. iPhone 6 Plus, which, I mean, you could get into like literally 700, 800. I mean, they're very expensive, but this Apple Watch, you could actually spend more on the accessory than the actual phone. Take a look at this video.
Welcome to Apple Watch. It's our most personal device yet because it's the first one you actually wear. It works seamlessly with your iPhone, but it's a whole new kind of experience. To make the best use of its size, it has some amazing new interactions and technologies. They make Apple Watch super easy to use when you're on the move. And since it's right there on your wrist, it's ideal for brief interactions. It lets you quickly do things you're used to doing on your phone, but in a more convenient, less obtrusive way.
Okay, I cut that short because I didn't really want to get a copyright strike from Apple, but you get the gist of it. It's sort of like it complements your iPhone in a way where instead of your phone vibrating in your pocket, that watch will actually give you a proper tap, like a physical tap. Also, it comes with force touch. I mean, if you give it a certain forcey, touchy thing, I mean, all this new technology, a lot of people don't care about it, but I think it is something that needs to be talked about, and the reason is the price. The Apple Watch comes in 3 different variations. We have the Apple Watch Sport, the Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch Edition. The Apple Watch Sport starts from £299, so that's basically the price of an iPhone 5C. That's 38mm, and then you can get the bigger one, which is 42 for 339, and that's for the sport model. It's got a glass screen that can scratch easily. You then have the normal watch, Apple Watch, which starts from £479 to £949, so well over the iPhone 6 Plus. So we're going over how much your iPhone costs. And then we get to the Apple Watch Edition, which comes with 18 karat gold. Yeah, Samsung were guilty for doing stupid things like that, but Apple have stepped in, and they've created a watch that starts from £8,000 and goes right up to 12,000. I think that's wrong. I think it's 12,500. We've got a comment saying it seems like a complete waste of money to me. I agree. Thank you, Ellen. I agree. It is. The Apple Watch Sport, I mean, I think that's the one that is probably the one that you want to get. But for the Apple Watch Edition, in a year's time, it'll be gone. They'll have a new version. So you'll be stuck with a £12,000 watch that you can't do anything. Well, like, you can use it, but it'll be outdated. We've Dan on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Would you buy one of these watches?
Absolutely not.
You don't have an iPhone, do you?
No.
So it wouldn't be useful for you in any way. You have a Sony phone. I'm like, yeah. Would you get Sony's?
Don't get Sony phone either.
Why are they not good?
No.
Oh well. Would you get their complement? I don't know if Sony do watches. Do. Would you get one of their gear or their Sony gear or one of their? If they released a watch, would you get it?
No.
Would you not get it? Why not? Oh yeah, you can. Sony smartwatch, and actually, it's a lot cheaper than the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is £300, while the Sony smartwatch you can get for 140, which is still expensive, but it seems a lot more reasonable. And why wouldn't you get a Sony watch?
Well, see, watches are only for telling the time and possibly using it as a weapon or something. I don't know. They are not used for doing whatever futuristic Thunderbirdsy type thing you want to do, because it's just Apple trying to be all futuristic.
No, Dad, the Apple didn't start the Apple Watch, which is quite surprising because Samsung were one of the first people to get the Samsung Gear out. But I think what sort of defies the purpose is that you have a watch, you put it on your wrist, and you forget about it until you need it. This Apple Watch, you're going to be using it frequently. It's got a really bad battery life. I think it says it's got 18 hours while it's off or light use, and about 4 hours of heavy use. I mean, what? Who wants a watch that runs out of battery? If you get a normal watch, I mean, there's no you can last for years. Also, you need to charge it every night. Who wants to take their watch off every night? Every night to charge it up. Would you be comfortable doing that?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's just all a bit far-fetched. And as Katsumi Giannis has seen,
it's basically an iPhone with a small screen. Well, that's exactly what it is. But Apple are trying to say that it is more. That there's more. There's more. Like, you can send people personalized messages and stuff. But I personally think this is Apple's first generation, and they're known not to have the best. So the fact is, in 1 year, imagine having your watch become outdated.
I know, that would be... You
get a
wouldn't
Rolex.
just have a relic of saying how much of a hipster you were, and how much you risk your...
See, well, the iPhone has an average span of 3 or 4 years. But I feel like with this Apple Watch, apparently it doesn't actually come with a GPS built inside them, and that to actually use a GPS system, to use it needs to be connected to your phone all the time. So essentially, is that a leaf? Is that a leaf? Hello. Dan,
Hello?
is that a leaf, Katsumiyana?
Yeah, that is elite.
Yeah, as Elif said, it really is basically a mini iPhone, because it does everything an iPhone does, but as they call it, more convenient. What society we're living in, where it's too difficult to take your phone out of your pocket. But I think the thing I want to focus on is the Apple Watch edition. People are buying this. People actually do buy this, and they're actually not available in many stores. I mean, they're really only available in what I've seen is major central London ones, like in Covent Garden, basically the places where people have lots of money. There's none in Ireland at all. There's only one Apple store in Ireland, and they only sell the Sport and the Watch. Would you say that anyone would be stupid to buy the Watch edition?
Yes.
Why?
Lots of people. Because Apple fanboys are stupid and will blindly buy anything Apple has.
I think it's a bit more. I think it's more than being. I think it's more than being a bit of a fanboy. I think it's just having too much money and wasting it. Think of what you could buy with £8,000.
All the cocaine in the world you could ever smoke or sniff.
But I think the thing, it is a nice device. I mean, don't get me wrong, it actually looks really nice. And it's made of gold. But the fact is, if it's gonna be outdated in a year, you're gonna be stuck with a really nice looking watch that's gradually gonna look bulky, that's gonna have outdated software, that won't even have a GPS in it. And to be honest, do you actually think it's safe to be walking around the streets with that on?
Yes.
You think it's safe to be walking around the streets of London at night with a £12,000 watch?
Well. When you're saying safe, I thought that you meant it could just randomly give you radiation poisoning in the wrist.
Oh no, I'm talking about like getting robbed or like someone seeing you with that on.
Well, to be fair, like if you're going around London, you shouldn't be flashing anything fancy.
Well, on the Apple Store, that is basically the only place where I saw the Apple Watch being sold, because central parts of London, they have money. See, so I think in general, I think anyone who is thinking of buying the Apple Watch,
You're an
think
idiot.
about well, no, I wouldn't call yourself an idiot. I mean, if you get the Sport, you want a nice little companion for your iPhone, something that will keep you getting fit.
You're an idiot.
Not Tim Cook, but one of the other Apple people said that one of the great features of the Apple Watch is that sometimes he forgets to stand up, and that Apple Watch will help him stand up. So that was one of the great things that he said the Apple Watch will do. Do you sometimes forget to stand up, Dan?
All the time, and every time I go, people are looking at me funny. I'm going, why are they looking at me funny?
Well, then
I'm sitting down.
Well, Dan, if that's the case, then you need to get a £500 watch to fix that.
Do you know what? I could do that, but then I could just get some cocaine, which I could smoke, I could sniff and snort, and then I will always be up.
But this stays in your watch, and you have to charge it up. One of the things the Apple Watch does also give you is a special charging port, which I think is the biggest load of crap ever. And basically, if you buy the Apple Watch Sport, Apple see you as being poor and cheap. So instead of giving a nice metal charger,
cheap.
instead of giving you a nice metal charger, they give you a plastic one. Aren't they absolutely horrible? But I think in general, Apple are releasing the most expensive wearable watch at the moment, and to be honest, some of the things they're releasing recently I'm not too happy with. Their laptop seems very, very, very mediocre. It's completely overpriced, and their Apple Watch, I think it's first generation, and the fact is Apple are very good at hyping people up. I'm sure you can agree with that. They're good at, I mean, their marketing is just out of this world. They've got probably one of the best marketing team, and while I was watching the advert and watching the keynote, I thought, oh my god, it's so good. Oh my! And at the end of it, I thought, Wow, like it was scary how Apple, it was like literally taking control of my mind. And as soon as the keynote finished, sorry, I wasn't watching it live. That sounds sad. No, I was watching it like on YouTube after. But yeah, so they do have really good marketing techniques, and I think that's what people get sucked in. And I think Apple are one of the very few companies who can release really anything at any price, and people will buy it. Hello.
Oh, hello. You just completely went there, but I think I just had a thought. Instead of all the designers bothering making a watch, they should try and make something like the Google Glass, except it actually works and doesn't make you look like a complete nerd.
Now, the Google Glass, I don't think you can buy. I tell you something, I see people all over YouTube, like Justine, wearing them. I go online, pre-order now. I mean, you can't buy it. Also, what's wrong with the Google Glass? I thought it was quite good. I think Microsoft released one recently called the Microsoft HoloLens. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, I think they're going to release it. But Google Glass seems to be, yeah. Fact is, you can't buy it. If you go onto the Google Glass site, it says, "Thanks for exploring with us. The journey doesn't end." So it really wasn't out for sale. To me, it seems like a bit of a beta test, which I personally feel that the Apple Watch is a beta test. They're getting sold as a test product, so Apple can see how well they do. Not just that, if you're stupid enough to have tattoos right up your arm, the Apple Watch apparently won't work, because it won't work in terms of heartbeat, in the heartbeat section, because something to do with your red blood cells and the ink on your arm, Apple Watch can't distinguish between, and it bugs out completely. One of those things. But also, in terms of the Moto 360, it is have you seen the Moto 360?
Have I seen what, sorry?
The Moto 360?
Ooh, no,
it's basically Motorola's version of a wearable watch, and it's got a proper rounded face. So I think that actually looks like a watch. This is got more of a... To be honest, I've actually seen one in real life, and it's more on the rectangular side, but it's basically squarish, nice curved edges, and I think that looks a bit stupid. But in general, do you think that buying an Apple Watch would be a good decision or a bad decision?
Very, very, very bad.
Back up your points. Back up your points in 3 words.
Buy more Coke.
Okay, back up your decision in 4 sentences. Come on.
Okay, you're just wasting your money on devices which should be outdated next Friday.
So will the iPhone, but I think with the watch, since you're spending a lot more than an iPhone, especially when it comes up to that top Apple Watch and Apple Watch Edition, and I don't even think it comes with a contract, you're just buying it. I mean, I think it's really risky for people to be camping out. Yeah, people camp out and buy things like that, by the way, buying a watch. But thank you, Dan, for discussing a few of these topics today, and I hope to talk to you in the near future. I hope you learn slightly more about politics, more about celebrity items and the Apple Watch. So, hope to talk to you again some other time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, all that said, I think we're going to finish off. This is Conor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation with Conor McMahon. Skype me at Conor's Debates, or give me a tweet, or use the chat feature to your right. Conor McMahon on Conor's Debates. Okay, so in this Conor's Debates session, we talked 3 major topics. We talked about the politics controversy around the past couple of weeks. We talked about celebrity items. What do you do if you pick up an item from a celebrity that is fairly useless. And then we talked about the Apple Watch and if it really is worth it as a first generation product, as there's many different alternatives now. Next kind of debates will be, I have no idea, just stay tuned. If you want to look at any previous Connor's debates, you can see it on my YouTube channel. If you have anything else to say, tweet me at Connor's debates, or when this video is uploaded onto YouTube, you can leave a comment. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon. This is Conor McMahon on Connor's Debates.